Welcome to OIC, the podcast that shines a light on innovation and discusses the technology currently being developed at the University of Alabama. Join us as we chat with UA's top inventors, uncovering the inspiration behind their technologies and how they plan to make an impact on society. And now, from the Office for Innovation and Commercialization in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, your host, Caitlin May.
I'm here with Jialai Wang. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you for having me. My name is Jialai Wang, and I'm a professor at Department of Civil Construction and Environment Engineering. So originally, I came from China, and I have a bachelor and a master degree in China. Then I, went to US about more than 20 years ago to get a PhD, and then started my, faculty jobs at UA 15 years ago, 2006.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they am I working here for 15 years and mainly on construction and building materials.
So I know that you have a lot of really cool innovations, but there's one in particular that we wanted to talk about today. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, this is a pretty interesting invention. So we try to add in carbon dioxide into concrete. This is not a really new idea. Everybody actually in our community is trying to do it. Concrete, which based on Portland cement, is the most used materials by human beings only after water. But there's a big problem by using these materials. You have to manufacture cement from limestone. And that creates a lot of carbon dioxide emission. So that's it. If you think about it, this one, if I use 1 ton of cement, you probably produce about 0.6, or 0.7 tons of carbon dioxide emission. Try to address this climate change. We all needed to reduce the carbon emission for any materials we're using. So you can imagine that everyone in working out areas try to reduce that carbon emission from concrete. That's why we are working in this area, and there's many ways, right, people try to do. Most times you probably think it's hard to get a carbon dioxide into concrete. That's a very difficult problem because in nature process, this maybe take 100 years to finish it, right?
Right.
And so you maybe want to speed up. So that's why a lot of technology has been, invented. We just find a different way, like other people did. So we try to, carbon dioxide into mixed water for concrete.
So what's the added benefit for us engineers of this?
Yeah. Okay, excuse me. Like this, cement, Portland cement is manufactured from limestone and clay. Mm-hmm. In those minerals, they have one, metal ions called calcium. And the calcium can combine with carbon dioxide to form this calcium carbonate. It is a very chemical stably. Okay. Minerals, right? So they can be, in this way, you can store carbon dioxide in some minerals for many, many years. You don't worry about the leaking of this carbon dioxide in other technology, right? When you inject underground, okay, somewhere, you probably still have that problem. So this is the idea. But now, how can you make a carbon dioxide combine with calcium? Well, you have to let these two mix it together, right? Mm-hmm. And so one way is you make a concrete block, and then put this concrete block in a carbon dioxide chamber. Now you see the concrete blocks in contact with carbon dioxide.
Okay.
And then carbon dioxide be able to combine with calcium to form this calcium carbonate. Now you gain some carbon dioxide into concrete.
Okay.
But the problem for this technology is that now you have to manufacture this concrete block in a closed chamber. It's not practical for many concrete projects, right? We cast the concrete on job site, and you don't have that closed chamber.
Right.
Also, it's difficult for the carbon dioxide diffuse inside your concrete. It takes a long time to do that. So you basically cannot absorb a lot of carbon dioxide. So what do? We do it different ways. How about we adding the carbon dioxide into concrete before we make this concrete? In this way, you're avoiding the problems I just mentioned. Now you can use the technology to cast the concrete on job site. So we mixing carbon dioxide into the water. Them uses water to mix concrete.
Okay. And long term, that reduces the impact on the environment. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes, because now you get more carbon dioxide. You store some carbon dioxide in concrete. Simultaneously, this technology actually can improve the performance of concrete. So you basically, let's say you can improve the compressive strength of concrete by nearly 20%. Now, think about it. The concrete before you need maybe like a 2 feet concrete columns. Now, because concrete gets stronger and you can use smaller columns, which means use less concrete. Okay. If you're using less material, of course, you are saving this earth by reducing carbon, by saving natural resource, right? So you have these two advantages there. That's why we actually come up with two different inventions. One invention is this, idea we just talking about it, adding carbon dioxide into concrete to reduce its carbon emission. And another idea is actually we have another invention we call the renewable admixture for concrete. So we identify, many, products just from plants. For example, if you look at our campus, in our campus, we have a lot of pecan trees. You know what? The pecan trees, the pecans has pretty high rich content of this, molecule we call the tannic acid.
Okay.
This one can be added into concrete and make concrete much stronger.
Wow.
Many things like think about this, the tea, and I like to drink tea every day, and actually tea has same thing, this tannic acid, and we added tea. We're simply just adding tea water into concrete. We can make its strength improve by over 20% easily. And you think about this, how much concrete can save by have 20% stronger, strength. And so all this can eventually help to address this climate change by reducing carbon emission from concrete.
So did you have any sort of notable like aha or trial and error moments or even a mistake along the way for these innovations?
I think, you see that little non-process is mainly a try, error process.
Yeah. It always
is. We try to reproduce that. And we just found that we missed some key, element which are so important to modern construction industry. So then we probably have to give up that part. But we look at what we have done, and just in a different ways, and you can immediately see the merits of what we have done so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now it's not possible to reproduce that, but hey, they use this biopolymer to control the mineral, the crystal growth of this calcium carbonate. That is something we definitely can use in concrete. We pick up that, and then and then you just look at what other people do, right? Okay, they adding carbon dioxide in concrete, but they just only add carbon dioxide into concrete. They're not going to improve the strength of concrete, the performance of concrete. But of course, they can reduce a small amount of carbon emission for concrete, but that's not enough. So that's what we can do, right? We basically double the benefit of the technology.
Okay. So it sounds like you're doing a lot of learning from your own mistakes and from others.
Yes.
Okay. So in your best case scenario, what would you hope that these innovations would accomplish?
Yeah, this is something everyone, in my area try to do, right? We want to reduce the carbon emission. And now I do a simple calculation. Now you see here, if you are using my this green admixtures, is from natural products, not from petroleum, products. Actually, you can reduce. Now I do a simple calculation. You probably can reduce about 15% of the carbon emission of concrete. If
Just from using
I'm
nature products instead of petroleum.
yeah, just think about the whole world. This number is very big because now I think we use every year now we worldwide we probably using about 4 billion tons of cement.
Okay.
And just think about it, if we can save about 14% of cement, that is huge numbers. Okay,
Yeah.
that is a huge numbers. And so the idea, the technology itself doesn't create any complexity in your current manufacturing setup. It just add into concrete as other existing mixtures, basically just mix them, add into your mixing water.
Mm-hmm.
And that in another sense, we always look at it because we understand, like in our industry, everything has to be cheap because we use them a huge amount.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount. So you cannot add too much cost to that.
Right.
So we always look at the cost benefit ratios. So I think if we can use that, we really can. We can change the world.
I love that though. Yeah. You completely could. The potential for impact there is just tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your next steps to get there, to change the world?
Now, of course, I hope people can know this and they will are willing to try it. And then, if they try that, I think they understand and if they see this, I know now when we're talking to people with publish paper, they really don't believe it. But the only thing make them, believe this one is they try it. They try that and they understand it and they see the benefit there and they do their calculation, they see how much money they can make and they will use that. I think that is of course, the best way, right, to get people to use this. Another thing we're doing now, of course, we're improve the technology. Mm-hmm. For example, these using carbon dioxide as the mixture for concrete. Currently, the technology is still limited because now we actually couldn't add too much carbon dioxide in concrete. We want to increase that by maybe 10 times, and that's our next target. Another thing is now we've tried to include these waste materials in the technology. So basically, you look at the concrete at the end of their life. We want to reuse that. So
okay, almost like recycling it.
Yeah, recycling, and we have many ways to recycle concrete. Mm-hmm. But the way we want to do it is to recycle all the calciums in waste concrete, because the key part of this technology, no matter our technology, other technology, all you needed to have calcium. You needed the calcium to combine with carbon dioxide, but in nature, the environment, all calcium already combined with carbon dioxide.
Okay.
So you don't have any free all these calciums which available to combine with carbon dioxide. So it became important to find a more calcium source. But where's the concrete have?
Okay.
Calcium source. So that is next thing we're looking at. So we want to get all this waste, concrete back into new concrete by many use their calciums and use that calcium to store carbon dioxide into concrete. In this way, we are able to, adding much more carbon dioxide into concrete. At the same time, not going to sacrifice the strength of the concrete.
Okay. Well, since you currently have this platform, how can the listener help? What else do you need? Do you need, you speak a lot about people trying it. So who do you need to try it?
Yeah, this is, something I hope people can, know this one, and they can contact us, right? We can provide like our recipes, right? So we can have some pilot, kind of study, they can try in their plant and see how much benefit they can have. That is the best way, to move to the next step if they want to license it or not. Because now I know I have two. At this moment, I think we have two companies that contact us, right? One is Carbon Cure, try to license it. It's for them it makes a lot of sense because they're in this industry. They're using carbon dioxide in concrete, but they just use a different way. For them, they understand the benefit. They know how to do it. So it's really natural for them to come to us. We have another company that will be that actually on different technology using that micro capsules, but still for them, the reason I think they contact us because they understand the technology.
Okay.
So it's much easier for them to accept that. But for most people, that's what I realized that they when you tell them I have a technology and I can make you richer, but they don't know that technology. I have no idea, right? They're not going to listen to you. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. It was really great to meet you and hear about all of the exciting work that you're doing.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to OIC, a podcast from the University of Alabama's Office for Innovation and Commercialization in Tuscaloosa. Tune in next time for more inspiring innovators and their impactful inventions. Until then, stay curious, keep learning, and roll tide.